Hey guys, welcome back. So we are returning to the Thanos series for issue 2, because the Hulk is doing all kind of features these days, and I'm not even mad at it. But before we get started, if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to catch the spills every week, and don't forget to hit that bell up top to get all notifications so we can squad up in the comments for the first hour. Alright, so jumping in, we return to the chaotic situation that's going on here, with Thanos lifting Fresno into space in order to find a special someone amongst the Fresnonian people who he knows has been hidden here. And along the way, he's just zapping any and everything from his space throne, just tearing the place to pieces, with no consideration for the locals who likely still have to go to work after this. But also up here in Space Fresno, we have the Illuminati, who have made it their priority to look after Roberta Marshall, which of course has her asking why are they only helping her while there's so much other chaos going on up here. And so what we end up seeing is Reed Richards putting together a plan, by first getting Blue Marvel to knock out the weapon systems on Thanos' ship, and while he's up there, see if he can find a way to lower Fresno back down to Earth safely. And as Blue Marvel heads up there, Tony tells Reed that he thinks they should call him. Which right there just has Reed like, okay, if we bring in this guy, we might be destroying Fresno instead of saving it. And so of course, Roberta's like, okay, well who's him? Like who are they talking about calling? And all Emma tells her is that this person is the big stick, but it's pretty clear early on that they're talking about the Hulk here. And it's funny because between Tony, Doctor Strange, and Reed, the three of them are going back and forth about who should make this call. Because at this point, Emma's already told them that she's cool with it, but when Strange tells Tony to go ahead and call him, Tony's just like, well, I didn't mean that I should call him. And Reed's just like, well, Tony, you have the best relationship with him. And Tony's just like, do I? And they just keep going back and forth, thinking about how much more damage the Hulk would do to Fresno. But at the end of the day, once they get Thanos out of his space throne, he's still Thanos. And if Blue Marvel's up on the ship, it would be nice to have some muscle down here to handle Thanos. So they end up making the call, and in the meantime, Doctor Strange and Tony, they go after the Titan to at least get him off of his throne by the time Hulk gets here. And while they're doing that, Reed tells Emma to look after Roberta, while he gets to the nearby cable satellite to figure out a solution for getting the innocent bystanders out of here. And right now, when we go back to Blue Marvel, who's made his way up to Thanos' ship, the Sanctuary, he's greeted with the full blast of the Starbuster cannon. But fortunately, with him being a living antimatter reactor, the blast ends up supercharging him, so he redirects that energy right back, knocking the ship's weapon systems offline and creating an opening to make his way inside. And it doesn't take long for Bashir to figure out the ship's systems, which makes sense because the guy is super smart. He has multiple PhDs, electrical engineering, theoretical physics, and he's not a stranger to space and interdimensional travel. So he ends up finding the controls for the tractor beams, so he can let down Fresno nice and easy, but he's also discovered by the ship's crew. So in the meantime, Blue Marvel's tied up going back and forth between the two. But this at least gets Fresno heading back towards Earth, solving one problem out of the many they got going on here. But back over to Tony and Doctor Strange as they approach Thanos on his space throne in hopes of evening the odds just a little bit. And really, even with Thanos using it, it's kind of a fair matchup since it's a combination of both magic and technology. But mind you, as Fresno is getting lowered back down to Earth, the Illuminati still have a Hulk incoming. So for Tony and Strange, getting Thanos off of his throne, that's really priority one. And Tony ends up doing that with one shot. But as soon as Thanos is tossed out of his throne, Reed tells everyone to brace themselves for impact as Fresno gets ready to touch down. And I mean, I'm no map of Fresno expert, but to me it would almost seem like the city's facing the wrong way. And I don't know if Google Maps or TomTom are going to be too happy about that. But over the comms, Blue Marvel's just like, you know, my bad. I could have finessed that a little better. And I mean, I don't think anybody can really be too mad at him, because that could have went a whole lot worse. But as Strange is figuring out the correct incantations to use on Thanos' throne, Thanos heads back towards him and Tony at full speed, while saying to Tony, I told you before, Tony Stark, stand in my way, and you and yours will suffer untold torturous agonies for all eternity. Which right here, Tony just kind of brushes off, but I'm terrified. Because what Thanos is talking about, this is a reference back to Thanos' Death Notes, issue 1. Because if you guys remember, back when we went through the multiple stories that Thor discovered when he was searching for Thanos, at the time Thor learned about things like the Black Infinity Stone, as well as an encounter that took place years ago when Tony was breaking down the Thanos android that gave him a message/warning years ago, where it told Tony about how Thanos had already won, and his existence as he knows it is only a facade, as a result of Thanos already reshaping time itself. And in case if you missed that story, or if you just want to go back and check it out now that it's being referenced again, I have it linked in the description, just below the like button, because for a while it was just up in the air, and we really didn't know if any of this stuff was coming back until Donny Cates tweeted on it like a month ago, or X'd on it. Man, I don't even know what to call it now. But fortunately, we're seeing these references again, so I'm excited. But even still, this feels like something that's quite a ways down the line. But it is nice to know it's still there. But with Thanos racing in, he blasts Tony back, and right after that, he just slams the mess out of Doctor Strange. And he slams him so hard, it's like, man, this dude just came back from the dead, and you trying to give him another dirt nap already? Like, sheesh. But as soon as this happens, and now with Fresno back on the ground, Hulk gets here. So Thanos tries to dismiss him by just blasting him away. So Hulk just palms it, only to follow that up with a punch that's harder than anything Thanos has felt in a while. And as they're going back and forth, Doctor Strange starts to do a spell to nerf Thanos and keep him from drawing energy for his attacks. And Thanos just runs up on him like, what you over here talking about? Over here doing spells on me? How about I just choke you out so you can't say nothing? And I don't know why that's so funny to me. Like, Thanos got Strange out here with the cloak of strangulation, the cloak of suffocation. But again, Thanos goes on to tell both Strange and Hulk that he knows the Illuminati is hiding her here. So he asks them again, where is she? While back over with Reed, who's made his way to the cable satellite dish, he ends up using this satellite along with Adam Bashir's help to send a tractor beam down from the sanctuary to this satellite to transport the multiple bystanders away from Fresno and away from Thanos to a safer location. And as soon as Thanos sees this, he believes that the Illuminati are focusing on moving the person he came here for even further away. So right there, Thanos is just like, nope. So he smacks Hulk and tosses Iron Man into a building. And because Strange's spell is still holding Thanos back, he ends up hot-wiring a truck to make his way over to the satellite. And I know y'all out there like, where'd Thanos learn to hot-wire a car? He's Thanos, man. He been in these streets. And I mean, really, I'm just glad it wasn't a Hellcat. So from here, as a number of the bystanders are getting teleported out, we see Christine come back for Roberta, who again, she still believes that Roberta is her Marie. So she's just rushing towards Roberta, and she even uses one of those reflective things that you put on the windshield to keep the car cool on a sunny day to stop herself from being teleported. And when I saw that, I was just like, man, I bet Reed Richards didn't expect that. But with Christine coming here, Roberta rushes out to her, just as Thanos comes Tokyo drifting around the corner. So Emma goes into her diamond form and she gets out in front of the truck and she stops him. But at this point, Thanos has seen Roberta and he's like, that's her. So Emma uses her telepathy to slow Thanos down, and she tells Steven and the others that she's just about to shatter his mind to oblivion. Cause I mean, why not? But even with Strange warning Emma not to do it and letting her know that Thanos will outmaneuver her, she still gets ready to do it. And then Thanos outmaneuvers her, catching Emma with a mean backhand. And it's just like, man, Tony, you gonna let the Titan do your girl like that? And right after this, Thanos goes for Roberta. And as Christine tries to stop Thanos, and I mean, I don't know what she was thinking, but he just lets her know that there's more backhands where the last one came from. So he takes Roberta in the F-150 and they get out of there. Which for her, once again, she doesn't understand why any of this is happening. And she's pretty sure that Thanos is gonna kill her next. But Thanos just tells her, do not fret, the answer is quite simple. I only need you to remember who you truly are. So she looks at him saying, my name is Roberta Marshall. Only for Thanos to tell her, no, you are my greatest love, my reason for being. You are Mistress Death. And right there, I just feel like all of us are just looking at this like, we knew. Cause like I mentioned in our talks on issue 1, because of the events surrounding Mistress Death leading up to this, it only made sense that it would be her. So to me, it's not so much a surprise that that's been revealed here, but instead I'm more so excited to see what happens next. And so now real quick, I want to give a special shout out to all the patrons. Thank you guys for all of your support. And for anyone who's new here, who wants more information on how to support the channel, I got a link below where you can go to patreon.com/Dopespill. But that'll do it for this one, guys. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and we'll do it again on the next one. Alright, later.